Tax Refund Update 2026. In today's video, we have the next direct deposit date. We have the latest numbers updated on the IRS.gov website. We have IRS notices, delayed tax refunds, and much more. So make sure you stay tuned for all of the details. But before we begin, as always, welcome back, everyone. So very happy to have you back for another IRS update. This information is being shared from irs.gov. Now let's begin with the basics. Where is your 2026 tax refund? You can check the status of your 2026 tax refund 24 hours after you e-file your tax return, 3 days after you e-file a prior return, and 4 weeks after you file your paper tax return. Let's move on to when to expect your tax refund. The typical time to receive your 2026 tax refund depends on how you file your 2025 tax return. If you e-file your return 3 weeks after you e-file, and if you mail your tax return, it will be 6 or more weeks from the date that the IRS receive your paper return. Now, delayed tax refunds. The IRS states that your refund might be delayed for common mistakes, and these may include forgetting to sign your tax return, claiming tax credits such as claiming the earned income tax credit or the additional child tax credit. Filing amended tax returns can also delay the processing, and that is because the IRS must compare both returns, the original and the amended, as well as requesting injured spouse relief. This can also delay the processing of your tax return because this requires the IRS to manually process your return. Now, what happens after you file your tax return and you realize you made a mistake? Well, you can correct mistakes by filing an amended tax return using Form 1040X. The IRS states do not send another Form 1040 to correct any mistakes. Sending a second regular tax return will just create a duplicate submission that will delay the processing of your tax return even further. And amended tax returns may take up to 16 weeks for the IRS to process. Now let's move on to the numbers updated on the irs.gov website March 13, 2026. Total tax returns received for the 2026 tax filing season, 69,707,000. Total tax returns processed so far, 68,816,000. Now that is a delay of 891,000 tax refunds that are currently delayed. And for those of you who are currently experiencing 2026 tax refund delays, make sure you're checking the WMR on irs.gov as well as your IRS online statuses for updates and notices. For instance, if the IRS is currently reviewing your tax return, on your IRS online transcript, you will see the code 570, which is additional account pending. That means the IRS needs more time to review your tax return. And in this particular instance, it appears that this person did claim the earned income tax credit. And as we discussed earlier, claiming the tax credits can delay the processing of your tax return. In addition to the 570 code, you will see the 971 code when the IRS issues you a notice. For instance, this particular notice is CP CP05. And the CP05 notice means that the IRS needs more time to verify your income tax withholding, your tax credit, or your business income. It states please allow 60 days before contacting the IRS. You do not need to take any additional action. You simply need to keep checking for any IRS notices. If they need additional information from you, they will be providing you with a notice. Now, you may be asking, why is the IRS reviewing your tax return? They randomly select tax returns to make sure income and credits are being reported correctly. Other delayed notices may include, we receive your tax return and it is being reviewed. You will receive a notice from us requesting additional information. When you receive the notice, make sure to provide the requested information within 30 days. You may not receive all or part of your refund until they receive that additional information. So you want to respond as soon as possible when you do receive those notices. Now, here are some additional notices. CP04 notice relates to comeback zone status. CP05A information request related to a tax refund. CP06 and CP06A relates to premium tax credit. CP08 relates to the child tax credit. CP09 relates to claiming the earned income tax credit. CP75 relates to the EITC credit. And CP75A also relates to the earned income tax credit. And CP75D relates to the earned income tax credit as well as other tax credits. So make sure you are checking for those notices. And if you do have to provide additional information, you can go to irs.gov, scroll to the very bottom of the home page, and you will find the document upload tool. You can use this tool to provide information. Now, in terms of those letters and notices, the IRS is reporting that they are currently processing your correspondence received December of 2025. There will be delays in the IRS updating that information. Remember, you can also check for notices online using your IRS online account. You can check for digital notices. Now, moving on to individual 1040 tax returns. If you filed on paper, the IRS is currently processing 1040 tax returns. Original received February of 2026 and amended received December of 2025. And those dates does not include those that require correction or additional review. Now let's continue with the latest numbers updated on the IRS.gov website. Total refunds refunded in dollars, $182 billion in refunds so far, and the average tax refund is $3,623. That is an increase of 10.8% compared to 2025. Now, for the good news, the next direct deposit date shared is 8/46, a refund issued for April 6, 2026. Make sure to check your IRS online account as well as the WMR for your next direct deposit date, and make sure to share with us in the comments. The IRS is also reporting that time is running out to claim $1.2 billion in refunds, in tax refunds for tax year 2022. If you did not file your 2022 tax return, or if you know someone who did not file, make sure to share this video with them because they have until April 15 to file that delayed tax return. You also have until April 15 if you did not file your 2025 tax return. The deadline is April 15th. And the IRS has also announced extended weekday and Saturday hours for taxpayers. If you need to attend your local taxpayer center, make sure you're checking the IRS website for those extended Saturday hours. And the extended weekday hours will be available through Thursday, April 30th. Many of your local tax centers will also be open on select Saturdays through June 2026 to provide in-person assistance from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on selected Saturdays from February through June. And here are those selected dates. And the next Saturday date is March 28th. Then the next date will be on April 11th. April 25, May 30th, and June 27th. And for more information for your specific states and the addresses, go to irs.gov/Saturday hours and you will find the information for your individual states. Make sure to stay tuned for how you can contact the IRS if your previous tax refunds are still delayed or your current 2026 tax refund is delayed. Contact the IRS at 1-800-829-1040 and you can contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service for assistance as well, especially if you are experiencing financial hardship due to your tax refund being delayed. You can contact them at 1-877-777-4778. You can also schedule an in-person appointment by calling 844-545-5640. You can also contact your local state representative by going to house.gov, put in your zip code, finding your representative, and you can contact them to receive assistance in finding out what the delay is. So make sure to explore all of these options to find out what is causing the tax refund delay. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back for more tax refund updates and breaking news. Bye-bye.